Hello, everybody. It is Lynn, the Go Live Granny. Go Live Granny is in the house, and so is Steve. The window cleaner is in the house. Hello, Steve. Nice to see you. To see you, nice. The window cleaner is here. I wish he was here and he could clean my windows because I can't see out. Dear, oh dear. So how are we all? Right, Go Live Granny here on Sunday, the 24th of November, 2024. 2424 it is. Hiya. And if you're coming in on the live, big welcome here now. If you're coming in on the replay, don't forget to put replay in the comments, and then I will be able to see that you have visited at some stage. So it's been a pretty windy weekend, hasn't it? I'm going to take these off for a minute because I can't see very well. My little Christmas pudding glasses, and these ones I think need a little wipe as well. Oh, now I can't see anything. So Steve is here. Have you had a lovely week, Steve? I hope you have. Let's just get myself organized now. And also, look, I've bought myself a drink, but I forgot to pour it out. So hello, Shane is in the house. Kathy's in the house. Hello, everybody. Tracy's coming in from Facebook. The others so far coming in from YouTube, and we seem to have it right tonight. No shenanigans with getting the broadcast. And guess what, folks? I have remembered to put my phone on aeroplane mode. So hopefully if somebody rings, they won't get through like they did last week. Somebody rang, I wasn't in aeroplane mode, and it knocked me out of the picture. Oh no, was it? No, I don't think it was on last Sundays, was it? It was on an interview I did earlier in the week. I'd forgotten to put it in aeroplane mode, and I was interviewing somebody, so I was one side of the screen and I had Emily in the other side, and my daughter tried to ring me, and although I killed the call, it took me out of the picture. So there was a big black square where I'd been sitting, and Emily was still sitting there, and it took me a while. But what I have to do is put my phone on aeroplane mode so that the broadcast can't be interrupted. So Steve is saying, very nice, thank you, Lynn. Hope you did too. I've had a wonderful week. Yep, absolutely. I've been knitting and crafting and socializing and whatever, all sorts of lovely things going on. A bit of a shake up now because I'm off to my daughter's tomorrow. I knew I was going sometime soon, but we hadn't had a plan, and then all of a sudden the plan fell in rather quickly, and so I am leaving the island tomorrow evening. I haven't yet booked my passenger assist, but I can do that after the broadcast. I can ring in 24 hours. It's a 24-hour service to book the passenger assist to make sure I get help on and off the trains. So I will do that when I finish the broadcast, and then I will get ready, because I'm not organised to be ready to go away, am I? Am I ever organised to be ready to go away? That's right. Thank you, Steve. Yes, I decided to go tomorrow evening, partly because it would take me during the day to get organised, because I didn't know until this morning. I think I didn't know till this morning, was it, that I am going? So that was a bit late. It didn't matter, I'd said I would go at any time, so it didn't matter. But obviously, I just need to get organised and go with me. I'm not quite sure how long I'm away, so I need to make sure I've got enough balls of wool and enough stuff because I'm going to be away. I need to be doing my makes that I'm doing while I'm away. So let's get that, got to make sure that's all going to happen. So Steve is saying the weather is good for you tomorrow. Yes, I did check the weather forecast, because of course I live on an island and I've got to get a ferry. And during these storms and things, our hovercrafts and our fast cats don't run. And I'm not sure that I would want to be on a ferry in a very bad storm. I think they probably stop when it's really bad. Hi, Tina. Tina just coming in there on Facebook. Nice to see you coming in there. So we've got some of the gang already in. Don't forget to share, folks, so that other people, share with some of the community, so they might not have remembered that we're going live. But, you know, we're trying to make it a regular feature, and that hope you're enjoying these Sunday evening get-togethers. I hope. Now, I don't know. If you remember last week, I nearly missed the broadcast because I fell asleep. Well, I still didn't. I must make an alarm on my phone. I didn't fall asleep tonight. I was busy. I was talking to my sister on the phone because today, the 24th of November, is my sister's and my son's birthday. And I got brownie for 49 years ago today. I got brownie points because I had my first baby on my mum's first baby's birthday. So my sister and my son share a birthday, and it gave me so many brownie points with my mum, many of which I lost later because, you know, things weren't always rosy, and I lost a lot of my brownie points because I stood up for myself rather than being bossed about. But, you know, that's history. Let's move on from that. And so my son, Toby, he was 10 days late, so he must have been due on the 14th, mustn't he? The same date as I think that's Prince. Yes, that's Prince Charles's birthday. And I think my mum was 10 days late with my sister as well. I think that thank you. I think that my sister should have been born the same time as Prince Charles. I was due when Princess Anne was due. The day Princess Anne was due, I kept my mum waiting. Oh, she was due on the 15th of August. She was born on the 15th of August. I was born on the 8th of September. So the late Mrs. B. I've always been late. And, you know, things I don't think are going to change anytime soon. But yes, my son was 10 days late. And I can remember well at midnight, as I was in labour, I'd been induced. Hello, Corrie coming in, Tracy coming in. You're sitting here watching you, and all I can hear is the rain. Oh, I'm sorry. Can you not hear me? Tracy, can you not hear me? Is the sound coming through on Facebook? I hope it is. So yes, so I was induced on the 23rd of November because I made my baby too cozy and he didn't want to arrive. And I remember my husband saying to me, I could see the clock on the wall above the bed where I was, you know, being induced, and I could see the clock ticking away. And then all of a sudden, my husband said to me, "It's okay. It's midnight. You can have this baby now," because obviously, you know, my mum liked the idea that the birthdays coincided, and he actually arrived an hour and 10 minutes later. So he was born at 1:10 in the morning on the 24th. You can hear me. It's the rain your end. Oh, all right. Okay. Excellent. So yes, so that was, you know, 49 years ago today, I became a mummy for the first time. I went on to be a mummy again and again, and then I stopped. So I have 3 beautiful children, and they were all trying to decide where I should spend Christmas. I won't say they were fighting over me. I think they all would like to have had me there for Christmas, but I think that my daughter said it would be nice, although she'd love to have me there, it would be nice if I spent Christmas with the 2 smallest grandchildren. And so that's probably what I'm doing. 2 years ago today, that's what I was going to do. And it didn't happen because, as you know, some of you, I contracted pneumonia, and I didn't go anywhere except hospital and home. But now I'm, you know, fighting fit. So Tracy's saying my son is 3 weeks younger than you. Yes, absolutely, because Tracy's just had her birthday 3 weeks ago. And but you know, my sister, she's 2 years older than me, so she's 76 today. She's just a little bit her birthday just a little bit after Prince Charles's birthday, so she's the same age as Prince Charles, and I'm the same age as Princess Anne. So anyway, let's have a little drink because I got a little bit of a frog in my throat. Not too much, just a little bit. So what's everybody been doing this week? I've been pottering around, I think, what did I do? I went to my coffee morning on Tuesday, did some shopping in the afternoon. Thank you, Steve, for wishing my sister a happy birthday. And of course my son, Ribbit. Tracy's saying Ribbit. So what have I been doing? I have to try and remember. I should keep a diary and then I would know what I was doing. Anyway, let's have some Christmas puddings. I've been making Christmas puddings. Look, Christmas puddings, Christmas pudding, and another Christmas pudding. But I have to take my glasses off. I can't see. It's too dark. Look. Oh, I know. Hang on, I've got to go and get something. Hold tight, folks. I've got to go and get something I want to show you. Don't go away. Talk amongst yourselves. Have a chat with my, my snowmen. Or you might see if you can see a gingerbread man and another snowman around the place. I will be back in a second or two. I just have to wiggle my way through. And I will be back. Don't go anywhere. I'm coming back. I'm on my way. Here I come. Oh my goodness me. Right. I am back. And what I wanted to show you was some knitting patterns because I can. Right, let's move my glasses out of the way. Oh goodness me. Do you know, just now I was cold and now I'm whizzing around. I'm hot again. Corrie is saying she's been knitting scrubbies and dishcloths. I haven't done any of those for a while, but I'm going to do some more because I'm going to do some of those to put in little gift boxes for my family for Christmas. That won't be their only present. They'll get some decent presents, but they'd all love scrubbies, I'm sure. So anyway, look. This was one of the new chocolate orange. So there's a Terry's chocolate orange, and just when I was bringing this in here, the orange fell out and rolled across the floor, and I had to go and scrub her and get it back. But this is a new one. I actually feel like I want to put something around his neck. I maybe want to make this a bit different here, a bit nice, change that up a bit. But this is a pattern that was in. Whoops, let's put it here. I like the way his legs dangle over the edge. So he's over the edge. That was a pattern in my Tea Cozy Folks Knitting Pattern Calendar 2025. Hello, Heather, coming in from abroad. How lovely. So I showed you this one before, and some people said, why was I buying a calendar for 2024 when we're nearly at the end of 2024? So, of course, I bought this calendar because it had 12 chocolate orange cover patterns on it. You can see the bumblebee there is one I've done. Up there, you can see a bumblebee. Tracy wanted a couple of these. I've got another one to knit, but there you go. There's the bumblebee. Have I done any more of those? Oh, I did the toadstool. I haven't done. I started the ladybird, but I didn't finish. Oh, I did do a panda bear. But as you know, I had wanted to get. So this one they were selling cheaply because it was 2024, and so it made the 12 patterns all came out at less than just over £1 each, weren't they? Because it was £13.40 and there are 12 on there, so that was £1 something each, and that was a pretty good way of buying all those patterns because they sell them as individually at least £2.50 each. Hi, Ailey, coming in there from Invergordon in Scotland. So that was the calendar that you'd already seen, and I'd done some of those. A lot of the patterns have come. Some of the patterns I've bought individually of the chocolate orange cozies covers that I'm doing for charity, and some of them are new. And so I wanted the 2025 catalogue, knitting pattern calendar from the Tea Cozy Folk. And I suggested the other day on my broadcast that several of you might like to pop at £1.50 in the donation pot each, and then we could get this one. Well, after the broadcast, lovely Patricia Marsden said, she just said, I'll buy it all for you. So she bought the calendar, and that's amazing. So that means that, you know, I can keep on making things. I don't mind donating. I've got loads of wool. I'm happy to donate the wool. I'm happy to donate my time. Some of you lovely people have donated the stuffing that goes in the toys, and together as a community we're making lots of things happen for charity. And so that just saved me, you know, more expense, because I do spend quite a lot of money on these things, but if the community help, it's just amazing. And Patricia messaged me straight after last week's broadcast and said that she would buy this for me. So she transferred the money and I sent off for the calendar, and it arrived and I was so excited. And December 2025, so that's this time next year, this is what will be on the calendar. That is the little, I made mine in green and gold. I've given him gold and green legs, but this is December 2025 is the elf, but I knitted him now, December 2024. So well, thrilled to hear bits about that. Thank you so much, Patricia, for doing that. So there we go. And then so on Tuesday, adorable. So did you see it? Look, I think he's rather cute, don't you? But I do think he needs something at the neck. I think he'd be a bit nicer at the neck, and I might make this more fluffy or put some holly or something on there. I think it needs a bit more decoration. He's got a bit of wibbly wobbly head, but I don't think that matters to you. I think he's rather cute. I got lots of orders. Still the orders are coming in. I'm knitting as fast as I can go. When I finish tonight, I've got to make sure that my big bag is full of knitting wool that I need to take when I go to my daughter's for granny duty this week, because I don't want to be buying wool while I'm over there when I've got so much wool here. But of course, these were the bargain balls of wool that I got from Isle of Wool. I had bought 3 of these when Helen announced that she'd got these bargain balls of wool. So this is a 200-gram ball of yummy King Cole yummy wool. It's called yummy wool, and it's a nice thick fleecy one. And this has got 3 colors in it. It's red and white, green and white, and in the middle it's white. There's some white in the middle as well. And this knits up so quickly, or crochets up so quickly. And my grandchildren, when I was there the other day with some of this wool, they flying fingers knitting granny. Thank you. They realised how quickly this knitted and crocheted, how fast you can do it, how fast your crochet grows when you use this wool. So they relieved me of my 3 big balls of wool that I had. So I went into Isle of Wool this week and bought 1 of these, and then I spotted this one that I hadn't seen. I'd seen a red, green and white, different red, green and white with sparkle. And then this is a different red, green and white. So I thought I have to have some of that. So I've got those, but I will be ordering more of this. And, you know, it's just lovely to see my grandchildren really getting the bug for being creative in you know, some of the same ways that I am. Let's just go back a bit. Let's see. So Heather says, flying fingers knitting granny. Andrew, hello, Andrew. Andrew coming in on Facebook. Currently heading home on a coach from Forfar, where I was visiting my family for my grand's 80th birthday. Oh, wow. Just think, in 6 years' time, I'm going to have an 80th birthday. Oh, my goodness. Oh, where do the years go? We had a fantastic meal, and my cousin made a news report with his colleagues at the Scottish Television News. It was just like a real news report. How wonderful. How wonderful. When my dad was 80, was it 80 or 70? One of my brothers did a "This Is Your Life" type thing with a whole file of all my dad's life all the way through. So that was really nice. So that red, green and white is beautiful. Yes, both of these are beautiful. So this is fluffy and this is sparkly. So this is like a double knit, and this one is like, oh, well, what do they call? Is it like an Aran, or what do they call this one? Let's see. It doesn't actually say. It's yummy. It's called yummy, and it's a very thick one. Wait a minute. Does it tell us what it's supposed to be like? No, it doesn't. It doesn't say on it. This one is in the Baby Twinkle double knit range from James C. Brett. That's another make. That's good. There's Brett's. They do some lovely patterns as well. Ailey's saying she's been knitting dolls' clothes. The charity shops up this way can't sell dolls with original clothes on for passing infection situations. Oh yes, I get that. So you're having to make all new clothes. I saw that you were washing a lot of the dolls that you've been collecting for the charity. Yummy wool, that would have cost about 10. Yes, this. So it should have been £8.80, but there was some sort of issue. Nothing wrong with the wool, but I think what they did, I think this was supposed to be an order for a client, and I think they wanted 100-gram balls, and they put it into 200-gram balls instead, and so that wasn't right what the client wanted. But we don't mind, because when they make mistakes like that, we get offers. And Helen saw what a bargain it was and knew that her customers would love this. So she bought 1,000 balls of it. And she's still got some left. She's got Kallax units around her shop like I've got here. And she's got wool all piled up on all the spaces wherever she can get it to put it in. So there we go. So I will be, and what I will do is I will message Helen. I will go on Helen's website and I will do an order of this wool to go to my daughter's house so that my grandchildren can make lots of things with it. I'm going to make a gonk for one of the family members with this. I found out that one of my family members likes gonks, and I've got a pattern. I've got a pattern with a gonk made out of this wool, but with feet. But said member of family says, I don't want feet on my gonk. I don't like feet on my gonk. So what do you think? Do you think, are you a feet on or feet off person for gonks? I don't think they should have feet. I think they're just have a nose. They don't have eyes, do they? They have a nose. They have a nose. They have a beard, and they have a hat. But they don't usually have feet in my world. But maybe I'm wrong. Maybe you will correct me and say that gonks should have feet. Now I've got a bit of a poser of a problem, and I might have to ask one of my friends, local friends. Feet off. Yes, Tracy, you're right. So now, my octopus and my other octopus, in other words, my octopus, Steve's got no idea whether they should have feet on or off. Well, it doesn't matter whether you do or you don't. Right, so I've got these octopus or octopi, and I've got another one in the other room, and possibly another one. And these need to be in East Cowes, Tracy, this week. But I'm going to mainland tomorrow. I have not got time to get these to East Cowes. So I've got to make a bit of a plan as to how these are going to get to East Cowes. Before I leave, or leave them with somebody who can get them to East Cowes. So that's a little problem that I will have to think about, because I didn't know I was going to East Cowes, and I would have tried to have passed these on sooner. There's an event, I think, this week for the group that called themselves Octopuses, and I hope it's this week. I hope I haven't missed it. If I've missed it, they'll have them for another occasion. They wanted all sorts of octopuses, and so that's where they're going. That's why they are there. What ferry am I going? I'm going on the hovercraft, Tracy, tomorrow, and I found that I've got the fastest and cheapest train. When I went to book my train today, I booked it, and it looked like the fare was more than I usually pay. I usually pay around £30, just over £30 one way. And I went on there and it was showing £50, £60. And I thought, oh, that's because I'm only one day in advance of my going. You know, I haven't got enough time to get the cheap ticket. Anyway, when I went to check out, it had said no rail card. You know, where it says all the bits and pieces, it says no rail card. Well, I don't know why it said no rail card, because I had clicked on rail card because I have a disabled rail card. And if I didn't, I would have bought an ordinary rail card, because I do enough journeys. If you have a rail card, it takes money off your journey. So why wouldn't you have one? and you know you've usually recovered the money that you pay for the card in 2 trips, and so you know it's silly not to have a card. So I've got the disabled rail card, and I clicked on it when I started making my booking, but when I went to check out, it said no rail card attached. So I tried to attach it, and it wasn't having any of it. It wasn't going to let me attach it, and I thought, well, I'm not going to check out and pay more for the ticket just because it won't let me attach it. So I closed Train Power down and opened it up again, started a booking again, went for the same train again, and this time it let me add the rail card. So I'm going, so Tracy, I'm going at 6:30 tomorrow on the Hover. So 6:30 tomorrow evening, and I've got a train that will get me, I've got trains that will get me there by 9:30. So 3 hours. 3 hours is good. Sometimes it's 4+ hours. It depends on where it goes. So I looked at several combinations, several of the different trains, but some of them were not going through 2 of the stations. I won't mention the stations because I don't really want to identify where I am all the time necessarily. But 2 of the stations that I go through are regular ones, and they are big stations where the passenger assist has never been a problem. So I wanted to go through the regular stations. Anyway, I found a train that was the fastest train and the cheapest. So I've booked that now, and I've booked it through top cashback. So I've had cashback on it. I get all of about 60p back on that. The cashback's not big, but if you think of all those 60p's adding up, it certainly mounts up if you put lots of them together. Oh, and I had a lucky win on the lottery last night. I won a lucky dip. So maybe my lucky dip might convert into a big prize on Wednesday. I don't think it will, do you? But we will see. Stranger things have happened. Now, so Ailey's saying that she loves the knitted snowman behind me, Lynn. Yes, I've got lots more to do because I've got lots of orders for snowmen, and I've got some more. I've got to do another 6 Christmas puddings like these ones. So I've got those to do. I've got a melted snowman to make. I think that's most of the orders so far, but there will be more orders coming in. So I've got to keep on knitting. Good job. I like knitting, isn't it? I love it. I love it. Tracy lives in East Cowes, but she's saying I can't collect at the moment as the car's poorly. If someone can get them to me, I can drop them off to Jane. That's fantastic, Tracy. I do have somebody watching in the broadcast who might be able to do that, who I am seeing tomorrow. So we'll see if we can arrange that, Tracy. I'll see if I'll certainly, somebody has access to my house with a key. So if I haven't managed to pass them on, and I can get somebody to who will come and collect, then we'll work it out. I'm sure we can get them. I'm sure as a community we can work this one out. We usually do. We're pretty good as a community, aren't we? All working together and helping each other. So it would be really good if she could have them. But if not, she'll have to have them another time. Ailey's saying, enjoy your trip away. It's always good to get time away. Yes, congratulations, Lynn. Go Live Granny. Good luck with next week's lottery. Now, wouldn't that be fun? Wouldn't it be lovely if I won a big prize? But, you know, it is what it is. I don't spend much doing the lottery. I just have a little flutter and a dabble now and again. Don't do it all the time. And every now and again, I get a lucky dip, or sometimes I might win £5 or £2 or woo. But once I won £1,500, and I was so excited because it was way back at the beginning of the lottery time, and I didn't have the wages to pay my staff the next day. And then somebody was looking out for me, and all of a sudden I got my numbers came up on the lottery, and I had enough money to pay my staff, and they didn't lynch me. There we go. Glad I don't have staff now. I just like being retired. Steve is saying wow. I'm not sure what he's saying wow. Are you saying wow to the fact that I won £1,500 on the lottery? Unlike an acquaintance of mine, one of the teachers I used to work with back in the day at my parents' school in London, she had a win. She had 2 lines on one ticket, 2 wins on one line. And she went to her local shop to collect her winnings. And they said, well, how much do you think you've won? And she thought she'd won about £50 or something like that. And they couldn't pay her because she had won £50,000. I think she'd only noticed one winning line, which was a small one, and had totally missed a 50,000 big win. So she was learning to drive. So she learnt to drive, and she bought herself a little car. She didn't go mad. She bought herself a little car and got herself mobile. So that was good. Money always comes to you at the right time. Yes, I don't have it most of the time, Ailey. Occasionally there is a good, something happens. Either Steve says he knows who to go to for a loan. No, I'm afraid not, Steve. That was many, many moons ago. It was when I was running my nursery school. Way back. So I ran my nursery school from 1977 for 21 years. Can you do the maths? So I haven't run my nursery school for many, many years. And that money paid the wages, and it was all gone in one go. So no, you come from... I could give you a loan of a book. I could give you a loan of some knitting needles, but I couldn't give you a financial loan because there isn't any in the pot, or very little. But money doesn't float my boat. It's quite useful, but it's not. I'm not governed by money. Thank goodness I'm not governed by money, because it wouldn't be much good, would it? But I think in my world, people are far more important than money. I know we need money to get by. We need money to do things. And, whenever I've been at a real difficult point, something has happened in a good way. So I think, I treat everybody with, I try to treat everybody with respect. And if we all look out for each other, and you try and help each other, I don't help other people so good things will help me. I don't do it like that. I do it because that's how I was brought up. But what it seems to have done is, when I've been in a fix, somebody's been there to fix it. And there's been some really good fix-it people. And, I do value it very much. And, it's nice to have a community where we help each other, and it's not all about the money. So it is useful, obviously, but... and as I said to somebody once, money can't buy you happiness. I can't remember who I said it to, but whoever it was said to me, yeah, but it can make you live more miserably in comfort. So there is that to it, but it is what it is. Anyway, I have to say I'm really enjoying my retirement, and I've got loads of wool. People give me wool. I bought a lot, and then over the years, when people have passed away, their relatives, they see that I do lots of knitting for charity, so they say, oh, would you like these wool and these needles? And I've accrued a huge amount of wool that way. I've had people donate all sorts of things to me because they know that I do things for charity. And I think it's a win-win. When you help each other out, it's a win-win all the way around. Jill's coming in. Hello, Jill, coming in there on Facebook. How did the stair lift go? Well, woo, 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 woo. It's like buses, isn't it? Hello, Tracy, coming in on Facebook as well. And good morning, Hazel, coming in on YouTube, coming in from Australia there. It's like the buses, they say, don't they? You wait forever and then two come along at once. So I have waited over a year for my bathroom conversion to a wet room, and for my stair lift to go in. And my bathroom conversion was done the week before last, and I love it. I absolutely love it. It's a lovely big shower area, and I don't feel restricted. I haven't got those glass doors that close me in. I've got folding doors at the bottom of the shower. And then I've got curtains that hang down. I don't feel claustrophobic or anything. It's a lovely big space for me to wash and dry and all that. And of course, my bathroom is I mustn't call it the bathroom because it's not got a bath in it anymore. But, old habits die hard. So let's call it the wet room or the shower room, whatever. Let's call it the wet room. And it's the warmest place in my flat. Some places are warmer certain buildings than others, and that's the warmest place in my flat. So I actually, and it's got beautifully bright lights, and when you're a crafter you need bright lights. So I'm even thinking of at some stage when I'm doing things where I need water to rinse things out, I might put a little table in my bathroom and do my crafting in there. Because it's lovely. I love it, and it's super duper. And you know, I'm thrilled to bits with it. And then this week on Wednesday, the people came, Island Mobility came in to put the stair lift in, and they only took about 3 hours to do that. I've got to get a bit used to it because I've got a remote control, and I sit on it, and so my stairs are straight. You come in my front door and you go straight up my stairs, because my flat sits on top of 2 garages, but the stairs go up between the garages. You know, it's inside. My front door is at the bottom, so I'm internal. So I come up the stairs, but I don't actually start living in my flat until I get up the stairs. And so now I have this straight. It's a straight piece of metal up the. As you look up the stairs, it's on the right hand side. The other side has a banister, so they put the stair lift on the other side, and I had to have instructions on the remote control and how it works. And you have to keep your finger down, otherwise it doesn't move, which is quite good, because then, you know, if you let go, you actually stop, and you have to, you know, it doesn't go too fast. It's not like a merry-go-round that's going to throw me off anytime soon. Well, let's hope it's not. Anyway, I did some shopping on Tuesday from Iceland. I do Iceland shopping, and then I've done some Morrison's shopping as well this week. And the Iceland shopping, I bought 12 cartons of milk. And cartons of milk, litre cartons of milk, are quite heavy when you put them all together. And that was the day before the stair lift went in, and I thought, oh, after today, any shopping I do will be coming upstairs on the stair lift. Well, today's shopping didn't come up on the stair lift. The wonderful Morrison's delivery fella, he actually carried the crates to the top of my stairs for me, because you know what's happened. I've had to sort of get myself sorted, because Navy Nora used to stand at the bottom of the stairs, Navy Nora being my trolley that I take out, and she stood at the bottom of the stairs. But now where she stood is where the seat stops when it's at the bottom. So there's not enough room for Navy Nora and the seat to stop at the bottom. So I had to sort of work it out. So I've got to keep Navy Nora upstairs, which means bumping her up the stairs. But actually, it might sound like a palaver, but when I bring if I bring the shopping up now, if I'm going to bring it up, put it on the stair lift and bring it up, I can then use Navy Nora as a trolley to put the shopping on at the top of the stairs and take it through to my kitchen. So I don't have to, because at the moment I have to take a bit at a time, because I can't carry a heavy load. And so, you know, if I've got a lot of tins, I have to do 2 tins at a time. I know it's very good for my body magic, walking backwards and forwards, but sometimes you want to do it quicker than that. So anyway, I had today the Morrison's delivery was coming, and I had left Navy Nora at the bottom of the stairs, but she wasn't really tucked in. She needed to be upstairs because she's actually in front of the front door, and there's not much space there. So what I did have the seat at the top of the stairs. And I struggled to get by with Navy Nora right at the top of the stairs, and I thought, oh dear. Then I realised if I put the chair at the bottom of the stairs and left it there for now, I've got 2 remote controls, one at the top and one at the bottom. So if I leave the chair lift at the bottom, I can then get Navy Nora right up the stairs, because I can get round her at the bottom more easily than I can at the top. So that's what I've done. I brought Navy Nora upstairs if this doesn't work, you know, in the grand scheme of things, then I'll have to have something built outside to put Navy Nora in. But there isn't any space otherwise. So what I realised was I could put Navy Nora, I could put the chair lift at the bottom, and then I could get past with Navy Nora, which is what I did. But when the guy came, he was so nice, and he was apologetic because he was late. I said, "You're not late." I said, "I booked." So I don't know if you know with Morrison's, if you have a Morrison's delivery, there's their ordinary deliveries, but if you click on it, you can get a saver delivery. You can get a cheaper delivery at the same sort of time, but you have to go in a 4-hour time slot rather than a 2-hour time slot. Well, oh, I'm so hot, folks. Let me take that off. Let me take this off now. Ooh, too hot, too hot. So I booked a 4-hour delivery slot, and I said, "You're not late," because he came about between 4 and 5. I said, "You're not late." He thought he was late. Apparently they've got a boss now who's cut back on staff. They got plenty of drivers, but they haven't got enough people to pick the customers' orders. So they're trying to save money. I said, well, in the long run, it's a false economy, isn't it? Because if there are people whose deliveries keep being consistently late, which mine wasn't, but if they are, what they're going to do is change to another supermarket, aren't they? So, if I wanted my shopping at a certain time and it was always late, I would then switch supermarkets. So the boss who thinks he's got it right by cutting back on staff, he's got loads of drivers but nobody to pick the shopping. Well, some of these people are bonkers. They think they could save a bit here and there. It's like the government who cut all the winter fuel costs for people who weren't means tested. But now lots of people are claiming the pension credit so they can get the winter fuel. So the government's going to pay out more money because they're going to pay out it's all going to be, the pension credit's going to be paid out. And then the winter fuel allowance is going to be paid too. So let's have a look, see what these comments. So hang on. Oh, so Tracy, wait a minute, hang on. Right, so Ailey saying, Lynn, Go Live Granny, you still work 24/7 for charity, caring woman, and a blessing to many people in need. I don't work 24/7. I do actually go to bed and sleep. Sometimes I don't, but sometimes I do. So very kind. Thank you, Ailey. I know you do a lot for charity as well. Tracy's saying she wished someone had been kind last night. Even the lady whose drive we had to stop on because we broke down came out and told us she didn't want us there, and could we possibly move the car about 1/4 mile down the road, as there is a pub and they've got a car park. How rude. I hope that woman is never in need herself. I said to her, we didn't actually choose to break down here. No, I'm sure you didn't, and I'm sure you would love to have not been outside her house. Why are people like that? Don't you think that people have got more like that since COVID? I do. I think there's more unkind people than there were. But anyway, catch you later, says Ailey, going for a shower. When I was little, Sunday night was always bath night. Okay. And Ailey saying, Lynn, Go Live Granny, what year did you get caught in the rain in Fort William, where I grew up? We have often had this chat before. Oh, I can't remember. It was many years ago. I was selling my books and I was going around the country. Oh, no, I wasn't selling books at Christmas. I just went with a friend to spend Christmas and New Year in the Fort William area. But I can't remember what year it was, Ailey. I don't know if I've got anywhere I can reference that. Isn't it a blessing you can shop from home? Makes life so much easier. Yes, it really does. Steve saying, yes, most definitely people are more selfish. And I think they are, since COVID. Steve saying, not everyone, some people. There are still a lot of very nice people, and I still find lots and lots of nice people. And, when I do my traveling and I'm going through all the stations I usually go through, I'm getting to know the same people who help me, and they're just so nice. So nice and help me, and they don't mind putting I know it's their job, but some people object even to doing their job, don't they? But these people, they're so friendly. They meet me from one train. They walk with me to the next platform where I've got to go. They put out the ramps for me, make sure I've got up the ramp and into a seat. They escort me to a seat, make sure I'm sitting there. And if somebody's sitting in one of the seats who shouldn't be, they turf them out. Because there is a dedicated area for people with, disabilities. And obviously I've got Navy Nora with me, so I have to sit in those areas, you know, destined for those sort of people. Tracy's saying, yes, definitely. People have been more like that since COVID. Kath's saying we can get the knitted things to Tracy or Jane. Thank you, Kath. It was you I was thinking of. Yes, I'm seeing Kath tomorrow, Kath and John tomorrow. So I'm sure I can pass them on to get them. They can then either get them to you, Tracy, or to Jane direct. So there we are. We have wonderful. Having said how horrible some people are, my community is not horrible. My community is amazing. I have wonderful people. So there we go. Ailey's saying hi to my niece, Donna McMillan. Hello, Donna. And Sam's saying, my friends say hiya, Lynn. So hiya to Sam's friends that watch with him. So that's lovely. So yes, I am looking forward to going back to see my family. I'm not quite sure how long I'm going to be there. Doesn't matter. I'll be there till I be there. I only book a single ticket. Singles are cheaper. It's cheaper to buy 2 singles than it is to buy a return these days. For some reason, I don't know why. So I don't book my return straight away, and then I, you know, check with my daughter how long she needs me to be there or wants me to be there for, and then I come back again. I book a ticket and come back again. So Tracy's saying yes. Yeah, the guy today who picked up the car was so nice, and he couldn't have been nicer. Didn't get his name, but big shout out to him and his boss. So what was the name of the garage, Tracy? Do you know what the name of the garage was? Because if you know the name, we could do a shout out on here for local people. I'm just so glad that I don't have a vehicle anymore. I've just been thinking about that because I gave up my vehicle 14 years ago when I was 60, because I had a van where I used to be doing the book selling. So I had a van as my last vehicle. And although I wasn't selling the books anymore, it was my vehicle. So I just kept on using it. Then one day it needed repairs, and the repairs bill would have been £1,000. And of course, I told you, I'm not a rich person. And so I couldn't, you know, no way could I afford £1,000. And I had just been given my bus pass. So why would I pay £1,000 to repair my van when I could get on the bus for free? It didn't seem, you know, it made no sense to me. And I love going on the bus. I mean, you know, except when I was poorly, and that wasn't so nice. But now I like going on the bus. I only make the journeys I know I can do easily. I do have lovely friends who give me lifts to different places. So I use the bus. I meet lots of lovely people on the bus. I've even sold some knitting for charity on the bus. Can you believe it? I didn't have a trading license. Probably should have done. Please don't report me. It was a long time ago. And it was a counsellor who saw me knitting some cakes and said to me, oh, what you doing? And I showed him. And he said, oh, how much are they? I said, I haven't really priced them. He said, can I buy them? I said, well, you can give me a donation. So he gave me £10 for 3 little knitted cakes. And that £10 went to our hospice. I said, oh, that will be going to the hospice, because I used to knit for all different charities. And every now and again, when I got a collection of money, I would pass it on to a different charity. So that £10 went to the hospice. And he was very happy with his cakes. Because you do, you know, you knit cakes, don't you? I do. Let's have a look. So, hi, Auntie, says Donna. She's just come in. Jill says, I get my shopping from Morrison's. They had to cancel my delivery as there was a problem with the van. Rescheduled for the Friday. When they delivered, they explained that the shopping is picked and bagged by computer. Where do you live, Jill? My chap said that the pickers were not, because I've seen them doing that in the stores locally. I've seen them people going. I've certainly seen the people in Iceland doing picking of shopping. So what a shame. Oh, Tracy's saying it was a private guy who did the repair pickup. It panicked you and Steve because it was pouring with rain and blowing a hoolie, and we were fed up. I'm surprised I kept my cool when the lady came out. And why would she come out? If it was blowing a hoolie, and pouring with rain. Why on earth? What sort of mad person comes out in the rain to complain to somebody else? And then I suppose it was your fault she got wet, I expect. No. Oh, you're in Bristol, Jill. Right. Oh, I don't know. Maybe it's very different from the Isle of Wight then. We're way behind the times here on the island. We live in a time warp down here. So, you know, that's why. So, and in other news, I've had very itchy, not itchy palms. I know itchy palms means money's coming to you. Of course, it's not itchy palms I've got. It's itchy back of my hand. So I don't know if anybody can allude to what that might be. I've been creaming and creaming. Corrie sent me, when I had hand trouble, my hands get bad when it's cold, when the weather changes. Even if I haven't been out, they get very sore even indoors. And they suddenly went from being fine to being very cracked this week. So I dug out the lovely hand creams that Corrie had given me previously and put those on. But it took a lot of, I mean, those hand creams are really good, but it took a lot of effort to see, you know, to stop them cracking. Actually, they started cracking again. So I don't know. It's a mega itchy like that. Very itchy. So I don't know what that is. If anybody can diagnose that, let me know what you think it is. But, you know, don't tell me I've got some dreaded lurgy. I don't want to know. There we go. So let's go back. Ailey's saying people that deserve praise work hard to gain the praise, Lynn. I definitely praise you, and I would love to see all your work you have done in 2024 in one room. It would have to be a very big room, and I definitely know you will start 2025 knitting and crafting all over again. Yes, I will. And you know what? I don't even know if I could remember what I've knitted in 2024. I just keep going. I love it so much, and then I see another pattern and another pattern. One pattern I've never finished is Elmer the Elephant, and that pattern's sitting in the other room on the top of a pile, and I really do want to do Elmer the Elephant. There are so many wonderful patterns, but I also want to complete some cardigans for my smallest grandchildren before Christmas, which I should do because they're small and, you know, they don't take much effort. I've obviously got the orders to complete. Now, because I'm going to my daughter's tomorrow, I can catch up. I've been working my way through a lot of the orders she's already given me. Is it my left hand? No, it's both hands, Tracy. It's this hand and that hand. So I don't know why it is, but very mega itch. But they don't look dry or sore. It probably is dryness, but they don't look like it. So I don't know what it is. Anyway, maybe, you know, somebody can tell me, but I don't know. I've had all sorts of skin problems in my time. We as a family have had, you know, various members of the family have had skin trouble. My mum had horrendous trouble with her hands years ago. They were like cuts. They weren't cuts. They were just splits. But her hands were, you know, they were so sore. I remember years ago. I think she went for not hypnotherapy. No, what's one of those treatments to see, but I don't know. You sometimes get carpal tunnel syndrome. Okay, that's it. But this is itchy. That's not the same, is it? Anyway, that's all that's, you know, I don't, if that's all that's the matter, it's not major, is it? You know, it's not stopping me knitting. And so it is what it is. When I might make an appointment, go and see the doctor, but of course I'm going away tomorrow, so can't do that. But fortunately, when my daughter asked me to go this week, there's not much in my diary. There is one thing that I might miss. I don't know if I'm going to be back for Friday, but I need to ask her how long she wants me to stay. So I'll see. But if I'm with her for the week, I can do Slimming World in her area. And in other news, this week I put 2.5 pounds on, and I don't know why. Because as far as I was concerned, I had stayed on plan for Slimming World, but my body seems to do this. I'll poodle along, and suddenly I might have a 6 pound weight loss, and that's good. How did that happen? You know, because 6 pounds is a lot to go. And then for the next 2 weeks, I might put some on. My body seems to, you know, it's a bit of a yo-yo, but when the consultant said to me, "Are you okay with that?" So it's 2.5 pounds went on this week, but last week I'd taken 2.5 off. I said, yes. I said, I don't know why it is. Maybe I forgot to write something down. But I said, I'm not going to stress over it. I've lost over 3 stone. So why would I stress about it? You know, next week it'll probably come off again. I don't know why. Back of the left hand says it's a spiritual thing that you're going to receive something, whether it be money, gifts, or opportunities. Oh, well, it is the left hand, but it's the right hand as well. Is there something else if it's the right hand? Are there 2 different things going on here? I'm quite happy to receive things. Does it? Oh, well, maybe it means that although money doesn't float my boat, we could do an awful lot with it. I could give a lot to charity as well. So, is it that my lucky dip lotto that I won last night will convert to a prize on Wednesday? So it's been put into the Wednesday lotto, and maybe it will convert. It might convert to another lucky dip. We could go on like this for ages, couldn't we? Try L'Occitane Shea Butter Hand Cream. It's expensive, well worth it. A little goes a long way. That's what you use. Okay, thanks for that. I did, because I wasn't going out today, and because I wanted some more hand cream. You know, I've got some left from the lovely present that Corrie sent me, but we're coming close to the end of those tubes. So I looked on what Morrison's had got, and they had a Trixo, and years ago I used to use a Trixo, and I always remember that being very good. So I put that on my shopping, but we'll see. But I'll have a look and I'll search out this L'Occitane Shea Butter hand cream, and see if I need to write that down, because I won't remember it. Then I'll have to go back through all the comments. Let's see if I've got a pen and I can write it down. Otherwise, let's see. L'Occitane Shea Butter. There we go. Let's see. Well, maybe we will. So, anyway, I must try and stop scratching, because it's not making it. It hasn't. You know, it hasn't done any damage. The scratching. It's only does the damage, doesn't it, when you've got an abrasion, when you've got a gap in the skin, which isn't there at the moment. So, long may that be. So, right. Well, what else have I got to tell you? Oh, yes. Today, you can buy it on Amazon. Thank you, Jill. This morning, between 7 and 9 o'clock, Octopus Energy. I'm with Octopus Energy for my gas and my electric, and I'm very pleased with them. I did a switch. I used one of those services that switch you to the best deal, so that I didn't have to do anything, because I never understand all that. And I got switched to one company, and then I got switched the next year to Octopus Energy. And I'm really pleased with Octopus Energy, and I've not had any issues with them. And so, what was I going to say? Oh, yes. So they, every now and again, they say, between this time and this time, you can have an hour's free electricity. This morning, it was 2 hours free electricity, but it was 7 a.m. to 9 a.m. So I had this grand idea yesterday. It didn't last long. This grand idea that I would, I'm going to put my elf hat back on, because I can. I know when Yvonne watches these programs, her cats go bonkers if I put something that's got bells on, and if I shake the bells. I don't think she's watching, so there we go. Anyway, what was I saying? I forgot what I was saying. Tracy's saying ice packs help with itching. Trouble is, I can't knit if I've got ice packs on my hand. That doesn't say about right hand. Have you used anything different? Are you washing up liquid or anything? No, because I always use rubber gloves. Years ago, I used to do all the washing up, or a lot of the washing up, for my mum and dad. And I did develop a rash on my hands from the washing up liquid. And so ever since then, I've always used rubber gloves for anything like that. So no, I don't know. I don't know what it can be. And I don't think it can't be an allergy to the hand cream, because I've used that hand cream. Oh yeah, thank you. Kath reminded me I was talking about free electricity, and Kath knows because when Kath was looking, thank you, Hazel. Kath knows because when Kath was unhappy with her electricity company, I told her about Octopus Energy, and she converted to Octopus Energy, so she knows about it. And when she converted, we both got a benefit. So I recommended it to her, but I said, look at it, see if it's any good for you, because I won't ever want anybody to join something that I promote because I'm going to get something out of it. If I promote something, it will only be something that I'm very happy with, and it's only if it works for the other person. But anyway, Octopus Energy offered us a deal, so we both got something out of the deal, and Kath has been pleased with it, and she's recommended it to her daughter now. And I presume that you've had your contribution back from Octopus Energy. So there's lots of bonuses about it. But this morning it was a 2-hour electricity, so it was 7 till 9. And yesterday I had this grandiose idea that I would get up and I would, put some washing in, and I would do, put a casserole in, and I would do some vacuuming, and I would perhaps go in the craft room and do some heat embossing and get all the, I went to bed too late last night. And I decided, I did wake up at 7 o'clock. I woke up for the loo. Too much information, I know. I didn't set my alarm. And I decided that my bed was more important. So I went back to bed, and I didn't do free electricity. But, you don't get a lot for it. But as I say, all those bits that you do get, like the bits you save on Top Cash Back and the freebie electricity, they all add up. Whew, that's making me so hot. I've got a whole elf outfit that matches this. For me, when I was chair of Ride Business Association, they had an elf on the shelf competition around the town, and we had a dressing up shop in the town, and they made me my own elf costume. Goodness knows what I looked like, because I was much bigger than I am now. I've just taken 3 stone off. I don't know what weight I was, but I was a fat little elf. Now I'm a not so fat little elf. Just a thought. Have you bought new rubber gloves recently? Oh, I have. Tracy. I have bought new rubber gloves. So yes. Oh, and Kath saying it's only free electricity above what you normally use. Well, Kath, between 7 and 9 o'clock in the morning, I don't usually use much at all. If I'm up before 9, it's only to put the kettle on. I usually haven't done anything more before then. So anything I had done over and above my usual use would have been whatever I did this morning. But I decided not to do it. I decided to go back under my duvet. My lovely new duvet? I think some of you will know that the other day, one of my bargains I showed you was a single duvet. I've got a double bed, but I can only get out one side because the other side is like a wall and some storage boxes on that side. So I can only get out this side. And there's not a huge space because it's not a massive bedroom. But it means that when I'm trying to get out of bed, I had to throw the duvet cover onto the floor. And I found even things like a double duvet heavy. These days, everything is getting heavy for me. My plates, I've got to change. I'm going to get some new plates. I want some nice new ones because the other ones I've got are so old. I just want a change. I want something a little bit nicer. But I'm doing this. When I see them in the shops, I'm doing this because I need to know that they're not too heavy for me to move. Because if I've got a heavy plate, it's going to land on the floor, and that's not what I want. So let's have a look. So could it be that then? Yes, Tracy, I think it could be the washing up gloves. Right, I better get some new. It'll be interesting to see now if this dies down while I'm away at my daughter's, because she's got a dishwasher, so I won't be doing washing up. Because she puts most things in the dishwasher. So we will see. If I'm away a week, it will be interesting to see what happens. Thank you for that, Tracy. I didn't think of that. But yes, I had some new marigolds the other day. Kath saying that's true. John got up and put food in the oven, which we rarely use these days. We had a lovely dinner today as a result. So that was good. So Kath did use her free electricity. Yes, because you know it is only what you wouldn't normally be using. It's the electricity above your normal use. And as I'm not usually up at 9 o'clock in the morning, or you know, I do get up about that sometimes. Sometimes I get up then, but I'm not usually doing much with electricity. Then I might have the TV on, but you know that's hardly going to run away with a huge fortune, is it? So yes. So anyway, Kath had a lovely dinner as a result. So that's good. I'm glad you had a lovely dinner. Tonight I had cottage cheese a la Slimming World. And so I got, no, not cottage cheese. What am I talking about? I did have some cottage cheese, but that's not what I'm talking about. I had cauliflower cheese. Let's get it right. So I had cauliflower cheese a la Slimming World. And so it was, I had to cook the cauliflower, boil the cauliflower. I had to fry some spring onions with some garlic in a pan, and then in a bowl I had to mix, let's think what this was. It was low-fat yogurt, a little bit of mustard, some eggs, some seasoning, and some cheese. That's right. And then, so you cook the cauliflower and the other things separately, and then you put them all together in a dish. And then I popped it in. And this is why I love my new little tabletop cooker. I absolutely love it. And so I've got a little roasting dish that goes in there, and it's all on the level. It's so easy for me because, of course, bending down to ovens and things like that. A lot of these things that I used to do so easily when I was younger, not so easy for me anymore. But I just pop that in, and then when I come to take it out, I just take it out and stand it over here. It is just such an easy process, and not so dangerous as it would be, you know, if I was taking things out of the oven. I only use my big oven as storage now. Kath saying, never mind, there will be more times. There will be more times to use the free electricity. For me, this morning, my sleep was more important. And oh yes, and I was telling you about my duvet. So I was under my nice new duvet. So I'd got it wasn't that long ago, I mean some months ago, that I bought the new big double one because I just wanted a nice warm new one. But it is just all that motion of all that is heavy, and then I've got all this dragging on the floor, and I've got to get past it if I need to get up and go to the loo or anything like that. So I was thinking, well, what can I do about this? Then I realised that, you know, although I've got a double bed, it's only me, and I sleep sort of in the middle of the bed. So if I bought a single duvet, there would not be so much duvet to move, but it would still go over me because I'm, you know, a single duvet is built to go over a single person. And as I'm a smaller single person now than I was, it would go over me more easily. And then I bought a lovely duvet cover with gingerbread men all over it. This is my Christmas one. It's got gingerbread men and little gingerbread houses on it and candy canes, I think. And I just thought it was something like, it was less than 20, I think it was about £15. And it just appealed to the little girl in me. And I thought, you know what? I want that gingerbread cover. Well, I'll buy it in single size because, of course, it was cheaper as a single one. And then went in B&M on one of my top cashback, you know, times when I bought a gift card with the top cashback. So I got the cashback on that and then used the gift card. And then I found this duvet. I think it was £12, the duvet, and the cover was only £15. It was one of these really nice ones, but they were having a Black Friday event. So they'd taken the price down a long way, which was lovely. That cauliflower sounds delightful. It was delightful, Heather, and, you know, very good on the Slimming World journey. So Tracy made the other night toad in the hole, but you wrap the sausages in bacon, then just before it finished, you sprinkled stuffing on top. Ooh, that sounds nice. It was a dish someone had seen on TikTok, and it was blooming delicious. It sounds delicious, but you know what? Toad in the hole is a no-no for me, unless I can make it without. I would have to make it without flour because and wheat. See, I have an intolerance to those things, and so I don't do those things. I don't eat bread. And I sort of try and follow more of gluten-free because I had so much skin trouble in the past. And a friend of mine sort of said, if you change what you do, and she helped me get rid of a really bad skin condition. My legs were terrible. I used to not want to go out because my legs were so painful because the skin problem. It had got raw, you know, when your skin gets raw, and then, you know, subconsciously I scratched it. I didn't mean to scratch it, but sometimes you do these things subconsciously, and my legs came up like tree trunks. They were so big and really horrible and painful. So I didn't want to go out. I was like a recluse. And then, of course, once they got better, I was the other way. I was always out live streaming things and whatever. And now I'm the other way. I'm back indoors because I like to be indoors. But yes, so for 5 years I was I was going to the skin doctor at the hospital. Now, our hospital's pretty good, but the skin department is absolute rubbish, because all they did was give me pills for 5 years, and they kept saying, take these pills, oh, now take these pills, now take those pills. Never did anything much. They never did much testing of allergies or anything like that. And then eventually my friend took me in hand, and so 5 years I had really bad skin problem. And then within 5 weeks of my friend saying, take the grain out of your diet. She said, take the grain. I did take a lot of grains out, but now it's mostly wheat I keep out of my diet. And within 5 weeks, my skin started to clear up, you know, and she knew about it because she had been so ill herself and the doctors had failed her. And so she solved the problem herself. I won't say the doctors have totally failed me, because they saved my life, if you remember, 2 years ago when I was so ill with pneumonia. So, as I say, the skin department at our hospital, we've only got one hospital on the island, and they wanted to take that away. They were trying to get rid of our hospital. We live on an island with 140,000 people, and they thought they would take our hospital away. There was a public outcry about that, and I think people would have lynched the decision makers if they had taken it away. Anyway, we have one hospital. People still have to go to the mainland to get cancer treatments and things like that, but a lot of things are done at our hospital, and that's where they saved my life. And so I'm not going to be cross about all the departments, but the skin department was not very good. Oh, it's gone all quiet. I stopped talking. Your duvet cover sounds like a very fun plan. It does, Heather. What I'll do is I'll take a picture of it and I'll put it up on social media. And up there, can you see? Look, I've got a little gingerbread man. I bought him last year. He's musical. Oh, let's have him down. Come on, Mr. Gingerbread Man. And let's get the... Whoops. Oh. Look. We wish you a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. And this one does the same. And you know what? These are so lovely and soft. I bought these last year. I bought... They were originally £12.99. This is another Lynn bargain. They were £4 instead of £12.99. You know, you almost can't make things like that for that price, or it's not worth it. And so I bought 4 of them, but I actually gave one of each of these to my little grandchildren, and then for some reason I still have these, so I think I'm going to keep them, because you love the Cookie Man. Run as fast as you can. You can't catch me. I'm the Gingerbread Man, and off he's going. And in my craft, I make gingerbread houses out of cardboard and that. I'll have to show you. I have to make some gingerbread houses and show you. Jill's saying she can remember Shanklin Hospital and Ryde Hospital when you were living on the island. Yes. So I didn't know Shanklin Hospital. I knew where the Ryde Hospital was. I live in Ryde. But yes, it's a nightmare trying to think that they were going to take our hospital away. How dare they? The very idea of it. So there we go. I was just trying to think. There was some decisions they were making this week, but I can't remember what it was. Something that I thought was going to cause controversy. Oh yes, they're selling off. They're going to sell off some of our land, but they're not going to build they're not going to use the land. This is council property. They're not going to use the land for affordable housing, which is what they ought to be doing. I mean, those of you here living on the island, do you think it should be just sold off and given all, and what they're going to do with the money, because they've still got to find housing, affordable housing for people. So I don't know. There we are. I throw that one in the pile to see what anybody thinks. So I think this week I will be doing I've got a lot of paper crafting to do. Well, not a lot I have to do. Some things I want to do for the family. And then, of course, I've got my knitting. And, I'm knitting every day. I just love it. I find it so therapeutic to sit and knit. And I don't get bored of knitting this, another snowman and another snowman and another snowman. I don't mind. I love it. So I have got to go soon and go and start sorting my stuff out for tomorrow. I'm not going till tea time tomorrow, so I've got the day, but I want to. Everything's in a bit of a mess again. I do seem to get very messy very easily. And I would quite like to have a bit of a tidy up before I go. So when I come back, it's nice. It's not the end of the world if I don't, because I'm the only one who lives here. But it would be really rather nice so that when I come back, if it's tidy, that would be so good. Last time I went, I had to go before the bathroom people had finished. The plumbers had finished. And I knew them and I left. I felt it safe to leave a key with them to finish the job. But as I was dashing out, I have all this time to get ready, and then all of a sudden, you're getting ready, and all of a sudden it's time to go, and you're not ready, and I'm not, and I haven't got everything done. And I realised I hadn't put my bins out, my kitchen rubbish, and I had the kitchen, it was the black bin rubbish, the food, the ones that got the food in it, and smelly rubbish, and I brought it to the top of the stairs, and of course I didn't have a stair lift. And the thing was so heavy, and I knew I hadn't got time to take it down and put it in the bin. So what I did was I'd left it on the landing because it was very heavy. And I sent a message to my plumbers saying, really sorry, left a bin with rubbish in at the top of the stairs. Could you just put the rubbish in the bin for me? And they did. So, that was how that worked. But I didn't want to fall down the stairs, and I didn't, it wasn't a sensible idea to try and rush it. I should have done it earlier. So what I'll do, I'll try and empty my bins earlier tomorrow and make sure I've done all that stuff. Just to warn anyone on the island that Kite Hill Wharton is closed tomorrow between 9:30 a.m. and Tuesday morning. Yes, that's right. So Kath and John, I presume you know that, because I know that I'm seeing them tomorrow. So if you don't want to get stuck in that traffic, come round the other way. It's going to be a nightmare. So anybody who doesn't know, Kite Hill through Wharton is closed. It's going to be a nightmare. It's the main road from Ryde through to Newport. You can get round another way, but it's going to take the traffic through. I think it'll all go through Haven Street, won't it, Tracy? And Haven Street is very narrow, so that's going to cause a lot of issues. But I'm not going that way. I'm going the other way and off the island. So do watch out for shenanigans. I'm sure there will be shenanigans. I'm just wondering how many of the station staff I will know tomorrow. When I haven't booked my passenger assist yet. I'm going to do it in a minute when I finish the broadcast, because they answer the phone. That's a 24/7 service, so I can book it up in a minute. But the regular staff that I usually see probably won't be working tomorrow night, because they're daytime staff. So I wonder, I'll meet some new people maybe. Kath saying thanks for the reminder, so that Kath and John don't come through that way via Kite Hill, come the other way round. Yeah, so that would be good. And right now, Strictly, who watched Strictly results tonight, and did you agree? And if anyone's on here who doesn't want to know the results, tell us. Otherwise, we might mention names. So of course, last week I didn't want anybody to mention it because I fell asleep. I missed the Strictly results and woke up at 8:10, realizing that I needed to be on a broadcast that I hadn't even set up 5 minutes later. So last week I went live. I managed to go live just about 8:30, didn't I? But I'd fallen asleep in the chair, like I do so often. Your friend Jean. Hello, Jean. Sam saying his friend is saying hello. You, and no, I didn't agree with the bottom two. No, I didn't agree with. I didn't agree with them either. I would have put. I would have put Pete at the bottom. Sorry, I've mentioned names. If anybody didn't want to see the results, sorry, I've said it now. But I think, based on the actual dancing, I think it would have Pete would have been the one I'd sent home. But anyway, it's fun. But Craig got his 10 paddle out. But did you hear him say tonight that it burnt his fingers? I didn't even know he had a 10 paddle. I didn't think that he had. So for anybody who doesn't know what we're on about, it's our Strictly Come Dancing show, where the professionals dance with a celebrity who's usually not. We did have actually 2 people in the competition who have been dancers, are trained dancers, but usually it's somebody who's never done any dancing in their lives or in these competitions, and it's such great fun. And one, and it's amazing. This year we've got a chap who's been blind most of his life, and he is dancing, and he some amazing results when you don't actually know so much of the information that all the others know. I can't even begin to believe how he's managing to do some of the things he does, and also how amazing Diane is in teaching him, because she's had to learn a whole set of new skills in teaching a blind partner how to do these dances. So that's amazing. But and Tracy's saying her too. I think you're meaning that you agree that Pete should have gone home. You did love Tasha's dance. Oh, Tasha's dance was amazing. Tasha was the one who got 40 full score, and it was absolutely amazing. Her dress was so beautiful as well, wasn't it? I mean, the dresses are out of this world. The costumes are amazing. The makeup is amazing. The hairdos, hairdo and makeup, I love it all. I just absolutely love it all. And this is why I wanted to buy a TV license, so that I could watch my Strictly. It's my favorite program. But I'm loving so many other of the programs now. I watch so many of them. I watch daytime TV a lot. I watch the scammers programs so that I'm up to date as I can be in case there's scams coming in. It does put you more on alert, to think what's going on. And sometimes I don't even answer or click on something that I should do, but I won't do it with this. I've really checked it all out. Looking forward to Musicals Week next week. Oh yes, and Tracy, I didn't hear what musical Diane and Chris are dancing to, and I would have to go and rewind. So I didn't hear what musical that was. Can anybody fill me in on the musical that Chris and Diane are going to dance to? Are you going to watch Dancing on Ice when it starts? I might do. I don't know. I've never been as thrilled about ice dancing as the actual dancing. I think I'm a bit scared that they might fall over and hurt themselves on the ice. I think that's what's behind it. And if I can get over that, I might watch it. When does it start, Tracy? And which channel does it go on? I don't know. But I think that's what's behind it. But I have to say that I certainly did watch Torval and Dean when they did their Bolero performance. That was just unbelievable. Oh, you didn't hear either. They spoke so quickly at that bit about what musical it is, but never mind. On Monday, I'm sure on It Takes Two they will tell us what it is, what they're dancing to. So I don't know, but yes. So anyway, I'm going to look up some recipes and do some recipes, some Slimming World recipes while I'm at my daughter's to help her. To help us both, but I mean, it's in January and on ITV. Hello, Susan. I didn't know you were there in the broadcast. It's on a Sunday. Not sure when it starts, but it's on IT. I think you mean ITV, not ITS. Those fingers do hit the wrong buttons. I hit the wrong buttons so much, but actually I don't do so much typing. I do voice to text, because my son taught me that you can talk 4 times faster than you can type, and it's easier to talk and then correct it. Mind you, I don't always correct it. My phone's not listening very well at the moment. Siri is playing up. She doesn't listen properly, and she puts all the wrong things. And sometimes she puts rude words, you know. And sometimes I've pushed a button on a rude word. Good job that, you know, it's been somebody that where it, you know, saw the funny side of it. Just not okay. Right, okay. So what else? The other programs I like Richard Osman's House of Games, and that's on BBC Two, and that's at 6 o'clock for half an hour. Seems so short, but I do improve my general knowledge on some of these things. Not always. Sometimes I just prove to myself how little I know, but so do the contestants know little. Susan says, yes, forgot to say it's on a Sunday and results on the same night. Oh, right, that's helpful. But yes, but no, going back to Torval and Dean, I can remember where I was on the night that Torval and Dean got their perfect score. They're wonderful. You know, they won the ice skating all those years ago. I can remember where I was when JF Kennedy was, when we got the news that JF Kennedy had been shot. Isn't it funny how your memory gets frozen in those places, and you can remember it? You can't remember something you did earlier in the day today. You know, that's how it is. But anyway, I caught Susan came and joined us in the craft in the Warm Hub this week. It was nice to see you there, Susan. She's been trying to get to the Warm Hub for a long time, and she managed it on Friday, juggling work and all these different things. You know, it's not always easy for everybody, but we had a wonderful Friday. I mean, we always have a nice Friday, but this week it's getting busier and buzzier, if you know what I mean. And this week we did a quiz. Now, some of you will know that Susan and I, if you listen to broadcasts, that Susan and I went to a quiz recently, and we called ourselves not the also rans. We called ourselves We're Here to Make Up the Numbers, because we felt we didn't know anything. And that's all we did. We made up the numbers. We didn't know anything. But to be fair, we came last. But to be fair, we were a team of 3, and a lot of them were teams of 6s. So if we'd had 3 more people, we might have had 3 more people who didn't know any more than we knew. So who knows? Anyway, I think, hang on, let's have a look. Steve says he remembers everything he did in the day 9/11 happened. Yeah, absolutely. I think I can remember that. Not as well, funnily enough. I record it in case you miss it. Okay. It was wonderful to make it on Friday. It was lovely to see you, Susan. So that was good. Yes. So we had a quiz. One of the new ladies had brought in a quiz. It was a pad of different quizzes, and it was quite fun. We didn't do very well, did we, Susan? Oh, you did. Susan, you won a prize. I'm saying we didn't do very well. It was me that didn't do very well, and you won a prize. Jan had got 3 prizes, so we did three short quizzes. I only had 10 questions in each quiz. I'm not sure that I'd even remember the answers now if you asked me the same questions again. But we had fun, and there was a lot of jollity, a lot of merriment, a lot of banter went on. So it's nice. You know, Jan's been running the Warm Hub since my birthday a year ago. So in September the 8th, she started in 2023, and it's been practically every week. You know, occasionally we've missed a week, and obviously Christmas time and that you miss it. But we've been going for a year and a bit. It's taken over a year really to get established. These things do. Not everybody, you know, knows or comes or can come at the time, but it's really well established now. And right, let's see. You recorded it. Hang on, wait a minute. You got it on record and you've watched it back, and they didn't say what they dancing to. Oh, right. Okay, thank you, Tracy. Oh, so Tracy's saying that Chris and Diane didn't actually say what they were doing. So did they not? Did they mention the musical they were in, or did they? No, I think they didn't. I think they perhaps didn't. Thank you, Tracy. Yes, Susan won the first round. It was great fun, and your favourite. She got some bickies, so she got her favourite bickies. Wasn't that lucky? So that was nice, and two of the other newer ladies. Oh, so it was all newbies who won the prizes. That was good. So they might come back again. Not that we have a quiz every week, but what we do have every week is free coffee. We have free coffee, free tea, free biscuits. I don't have the biscuits, so because I don't eat the biscuits, and Jan and I are doing Slimming World, she produces fruit as well, so I have fruit. This week she produced some nice cakes for those who wanted cakes, nice Christmas decorated cakes. But she's also now she's got some funding. She does a lot of looking for funds because it is a charity, and she's now got funding to provide the refreshments, because I think that was coming out of her own pocket. So that's nice that the refreshments are going to be funded. She doesn't have to do that. Tracy's saying, no, Chris just said it's a musical with kids. It's lovely, and it's musicals for adults with adults. Then it's... Sorry, Chris said, if it's a musical with kids, it's lovely. And if it's musical for adults with adults, then it's pointless. No, Pointless is a quiz show. He is so funny. I find him very funny. And yet, I only discovered him just before he went on Strictly. I didn't know him as a comedian at all, but he's actually coming to the Isle of Wight next year to do some on his tour. He's coming to the island. I think he's going to Shanklin Theatre, and it's a sellout. It was a sellout very quickly because, of course, what a massive pull. How great for Shanklin Theatre that they got him at the time when he was appearing on TV. So they sold their tickets out very quickly, which is good. Good for that. I don't mind. I'm happy to watch his comedy shows and things on TV, whatever he does. If we can see it there. I don't mind not going to the theatre these days. We got to sort out our tickets for that too. I think it's sold out, Susan. I don't think you can. I think you're too late. You used to be in a kids' show. Me too. Right, okay. Excellent. So, yes, I mean, our theatre here on the island, Shanklin, they have some amazing things go on there. But for me, these days, where I once would have loved to go to lots of shows and things, going out in the evening, I sound like a poor old lady, don't I? I am a poor old lady. No, not in that sense. But going out in the evening is all much more of an effort for me these days. And if I can watch something on the, something good, when it's good, it's like the carnivals. I used to be at all those carnivals. I used to record all those carnivals, for other people to see. Now I love it if somebody else is there and they record it. I watch it from the comfort of my home. I don't have to get back late at night on the buses, and I enjoy it just as much that way. The evening had, not sure about. Oh, maybe the afternoon is there. Maybe we should do that, Susan. If you'd like to investigate it, investigate it and let me know. I think perhaps going out in the afternoon is a bit more attractive than going out in the evening. Anyway, so I think, folks, I'm going to finish up. I know I'm a bit shorter than usual. Sometimes we do the 2 hours. It's an hour and a half. But I do have to get ready to go away. And I don't want to be up all night doing, sorting bits and pieces out. So if you will excuse me now, I think I need to go. Is that okay? Please, may I go, folks? Will you let me? So give me permission and then I can. So I'm sure I'm going to have a good week ahead. I expect lots of you will have a wonderful week. I don't know what you've all got planned, but just before we go, maybe share what you've got planned this week. I didn't have much on my agenda, my usual going to the coffee morning on a Tuesday, but I won't be doing that because I won't be there. I won't be here. But, it doesn't matter. I should be socialising with family instead, which will be very nice. Steve saying night, 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 everyone. And so who was it? Somebody who watches me every week sent me a message earlier and said, would I be going live tonight? but it's somebody who doesn't comment. And I'm not going to mention who it is, because people have a right not to comment. People have a right to sit quietly in the background if you want to. Some people prefer that. Other people like to join the conversation, and it really doesn't matter. Nobody gets any more points than anybody else. Obviously, it's nice that some of you come in the chat. Otherwise, I would just be doing all the talking and no interaction. But you know, I mean, I know I can talk for England. I've been told that many times. But it's nice to have you all interacting in here, whether I've met you in in real life, or whether I've just met you on here virtually. But it's lovely to have so many of you popping in and having these conversations. And this time I did it without shenanigans. That's because I did put my phone on airplane mode, and of course nobody's tried to ring anyway this time. And I didn't have much trouble logging in. I did have to message my son again. I set up the broadcast a little while earlier, and sometimes it stays on my phone, but sometimes it doesn't, and I have to ring Tristan again and ask him for the code, and I had to do that tonight, but he was around and that was fine. So Hazel's going to sort out her luggage ready for your Christmas trip to... Oh, I didn't know you were coming over to the UK for Christmas, Hazel. Are you anywhere near the island, or are you all just on the mainland UK this time? Let us know. Tracy's just checked Shanklin Theatre website. There's only one seat left for Chris. Well, there you go, Susan. You better have that seat. I'm not going to fight you for it. I'm sure we will see him on TV much more these days. He's probably on YouTube, so I can get my fix from there. Anyway, folks, thank you so much for your company again this evening. And have a wonderful week. Stay safe. Let's hope this horrible UK weather has sorted itself out. Just on the mainland only, staying for 3 weeks. Oh, well, that would be lovely for you, Hazel, to catch up with your family, I presume, and friends. Because for those of you who don't know, Hazel is originally from the UK, but now living in Australia. And she was going to come to the UK in... whenever it was, and then COVID hit, which put paid to her travel plans. Surprise, surprise. But what she had done in her travel plans, because she became part of the Go Live Granny community, she felt that she had to come to the island and meet us. So we had we were going to have a lovely meetup, but as it happened, then COVID hit. But then after COVID, she reorganised her travel pack plans, and she came to the island, and several of us met up over in Ventnor. We chose Ventnor because one of our gang, Yvonne, finds it more difficult to travel around. So we went over there so that Yvonne could join us too. And we had a really lovely meal over there in one of our cafes over there. And we met Hazel, and that was all very nice. So, this time she's doing mainland only. That's absolutely fine, because we've met you, and it was so nice to meet you. It was so nice that you did divert last time. So you're here for Christmas. I'm away. I'm with family over Christmas. They were all deciding who I should be with, and none of them wanted to say, well, we want her, we want... They weren't fighting over me. They were deciding where it was best for me to go. We will all be together, so for quite a while, but not all together actually on Christmas Day and Boxing Day. But I'm looking forward to family time very much. You know how much I love my family. So anyway, on that note, I must go and get ready to go to them. And Susan's saying Craig is coming over on the 1st of June. Oh, he's doing a show, is he, as well? I presume you mean Craig Revel Horwood. I have a son-in-law called Craig. So, but there you go. Anyway, I'm going to go. I keep saying night-night, and then I keep not going. So night-night, everybody. Thank you so much for joining me. And I look forward to catching up with you again next Sunday evening. Let's make it a date. And stay safe, stay warm. And, if any of you need to have a chat with anybody. You know, life keeps dipping up and down for people. People are yo-yoing and that. If you have a need and you need to talk to somebody, reach out to us. The Go Live Granny community is pretty amazing. And, you know, we chat with each other when we're not on broadcast, which is good. So I'm going to love you and leave you. She said, yes, Craig Revelhord. Right, so I'm going to love you and leave you. I'm going to go and finish my film. I was thank you, Heather. She's saying thank you for another wonderful chat, Lynn. So it's interactive because you all chat. But I'm going to go and watch the end of a Christmas movie I was watching. I was watching a Christmas movie, and I just got time to fit it in before the Strictly results. That's right. And then somebody rang me. A family member rang me, and so I didn't watch the end of the film because it was more important to talk to a family member than it was to watch the film. I could pause the film and I can watch it now while I have a hot drink, a bit of knitting and a wind down, and you know, looking forward to a lovely weekend ahead. Bye everybody. Thanks for joining me. What one am I watching? Oh heck, I can't remember, Susan. I'll look it up and tell you. But Kath keeps recommending some good movies to me, and last night she recommended me one. Kath, what was that one last night? It was about shoes, Magical Christmas Shoes, I think it was, and it was lovely. It was a wonderful movie, and it was on Channel 5. So Kath flipped over to, she was on YouTube. She's now on Facebook. Night, Lynn, going to find another Christmas movie later. Let me know which one you're going to watch, and I'll find the same one. Then we can compare notes. Bye, everybody. Really am going this time, even though I keep saying it and then not going. Bye.